Hi, I'm Gabby. This is my first game review with Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura. Happy to be here.
So I wanna talk about mental health. I guess you want to start with
Okay.
just like talking about the thing. I guess if you're comfortable, the things you suffer from. I guess.
I suffer from a lot of things, mostly life, but
Same.
I am clinically diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and a big, strong ADD.
Okay.
Big, strong ADD.
So what's the difference between
Underline.
like ADD and ADHD?
Okay. Well, okay, we can start now. Then now that we're into it. Okay.
Yeah.
I have been told now that so the H is the hyperactivity part.
Okay.
But I have been told now that it's all back to just being ADD. Like ADHD is not like a clinical term anymore.
Really?
Yes, but I'm not sure if that's still accurate. It's constantly changing. But I believe I was just actually diagnosed with just ADD. I was not diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay.
Which
So
means
like
I have a lot of, oh gosh, executive functioning problems and
See, this is the whole point. This is the whole point. You gotta like
executive functioning and allocating my attention basically to the correct.
Okay.
I have oh god, I was looking at you. I was looking at your guy. I get hyper focused. So like the hyperactivity is like the bouncing off the walls. Like kind of more kids are diagnosed with ADHD. And more adults were diagnosed with ADD when ADD when they're, but like generally that's the like high energy stuff. But I believe that since I also am paired with the depression aspect of, oh god, since I have a paired with the depression stuff, that energy does not like, it doesn't give me that extra little energy cuckoo boost.
Okay.
Oh, can you go? No. Oh, no. But yeah, we've known I've had ADD for a long time. But I wasn't officially diagnosed until I was in my 20s.
And have you been taking meds like since you were officially diagnosed?
So I've been taking meds. Well, I guess I take that back. I was officially diagnosed in high school, but then and I started taking meds then, but they kind of just did the like, they met me and were like, yeah, you have ADD. Yeah. You sound like an ADD person, you act like an ADD person, like you are an ADD person. But in my 20s, they made me do this like 4-hour evaluation to continue prescribing me my medication that I had been on for like 5 years.
Yeah, I've heard the test for ADD, ADHD is like, can be pretty rough. Like that it's just so long.
It was brutal. It was 4 hours in a it was 4 hours in a room with this very not cold, kind of cold lady. I mean, she was fine, but it was so weird. You don't have ADD, do you? Or do you have ADD?
As far as I know, I don't, but like also I wouldn't be surprised if I did. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's one of those things that I think that it lives in the same part of your brain as anxiety.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is in no way any sort of scientific backing. That's just my thoughts. I know a lot of people that have anxiety and ADD.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. Great. But they had me sit in this room with this lady, and one of the things was she would read me a list of objects. Oh gosh, I'm just shooting snakes. Oh. She would read me a list of nouns and then be like, okay, I'm gonna read you this list.
Okay.
And then I'd be like, okay. And then she'd be like, okay, don't repeat it back to me. And I'd be like, okay. And then 10 minutes later, she'd be like, okay. Yeah. And so then 10 minutes later, she'd be like, tell me all the things that you can remember from that list. And I'd be like, okay. And then she would give me the list on a piece of paper and say, okay, read the list out loud to me. And then she would say, okay, what on the list is like XYZ or whatever. And it was really strange. But then there was a bunch of like common knowledge questions sprinkled in. Like, in this list stayed for the whole session. I still remember that like truck and cabinet were on the list.
Okay.
This was when I was like 20. This was 8 years ago, and I know truck and cabinet were on the list.
Wild. That's wild, honestly.
And, like, airplanes. So there was like furniture and then vehicles, and then so you start like organizing them into categories and how you organize them and how you remember them. But there was one test that was like you had to sit and stare at a blank. Oh, okay. Goodbye. You had to stare at a blank computer screen, and it would flash
seems
letters.
Like an odd. Okay.
So it was a black computer screen, and it would flash white letters, and you had to hit the space bar every time a letter popped up, except for X. When X popped up, you had to not hit the space bar, and that was the most brutal thing of my entire life. I will not lie to you. I hit the space bar for every X.
Did you have to do that? Like,
this was like a 10-minute test, but it would like go from being super short, like super like X, Y, Z, like A, B, C, D, and then it would go like really slow. So it would be like J, K, L, and except like it wasn't alphabetical order. So it wasn't like you could like know
right
that
damn.
What was coming. That was pretty slick, actually.
Yeah, that was good. I didn't even see you coming.
It looked like I knew what I was doing for like a hot second. But yeah, they finally, I mean, it was, I jumped into that. I jumped into that torpedo. But yeah, I was furious they made me take it, because I was like, I have been medicated for this for 5 years now, and you won't prescribe me my medication.
So did they tell you like why they felt the need to make you take the test?
Because I was no, but it was very apparent that it's because I was a college-age student, and it seemed like I was drug seeking, because I was like, I need my pills.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, when you've been on them for 5 years, you know, obviously you're going to be used to your life on them. So like not having them would be pretty detrimental, I would assume.
Yeah. And I hadn't taken an official test like that. I had just had 2 different psychiatrists give me the diagnosis by talking to me. That wasn't good enough. I'm glad that they did, though. It was really an interesting experience. And meeting with the psychiatrist after, like, so the lady administering this test was not my psychiatrist. It was just some lady that like worked. I don't know who she was. Okay. But he goes, well, you definitely have ADD, and I was like, thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, for real.
And he's like, well, I'm sure that you've been told many times that you're very bright, but I bet you've been told that you're not reaching your full potential. And I was like, wow, you gotta call me out like that? Like, do you really gonna call me out like that? I was like, yes. And
that sounds familiar.
I've been consistently on some form of ADD meds since I was like 15. So it's been like 13 years now. 16 maybe. So it's been 12 years.
So like before you were diagnosed, did you feel like you had it, or like did your family make you kind of go and like be on meds for it?
So I think it was kind of known that I had it forever. Oh gosh. But luckily my mom was not someone who was like anti-mental health treatment, because she suffers from her own issues. And so I was having a that's intense. I was having a really hard time in school, and I was getting all the report cards saying, you're so smart, you're just not reaching your full potential. You're not, like, why aren't you turning your homework in? Like, why are you getting 95% on the tests and turning 0 things? Oops, let me just, okay, there we go. Why are you turning why are you turning 0 things in, you know? And so we went to a therapist that like was helping me learn organization and all that stuff. But have you done much like talking with psychiatrists specifically, or is it mostly just therapy that you've done?
So like I have a psychiatrist that I see like for my meds, but honestly, I hate her. She's very just like I've been doing it over the phone, you know, for the past year and a half now because of COVID and stuff.
No. Oh, I shot my own chains. Oh.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
But yeah, so like she's very like she'll ask you like 2 questions and then she's just like, okay, so everything's good, and I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then we just kind of go from there. So like honestly, I have not had like a really good experience with like a psychiatrist.
Interesting.
And I've had 2 therapists in my life. The first one like kind of got to the point where she was just kind of like, well, do what I say. And then she would like get angry at me for like not, which I feel like that's not how a therapist is. Like, obviously I understand like they're an expert, but also
I'm just getting murdered
like,
by snakes. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. That's a thing. That's also a thing in this. But like she really got to the point where she was like, you just need to do what I say, and then would get angry when I didn't. And I was like, this is not like what I feel like therapy should be. And so I stopped like seeing a therapist for a long time before I found my current one. And like when I stopped seeing my therapist, like I used to be on old medication. Okay. And I like weaned myself off of it and stopped like going to therapy. And then I realized how much it like really was helping me. Yeah. And so I went back and like found a new psychiatrist. Because like my first one, actually, like I guess I can't say like I've had all bad experiences with psychiatrists. My very first one, who I only had for like 2 visits, was great. She was like super nice, and she would like ask me about myself, and like she actually really felt like she cared. But she like left as soon as I started seeing her, basically.
That sucks.
So yeah, it hasn't been like a great experience, but like therapy has been with my current therapist. I really like her a lot. So
that's good. My like whole thing started with like oh gosh, let me just jump off this brick and almost die. So I went to a child psychiatrist first. Yeah, like in the middle to end of, I was like 16 or 17, so I couldn't see him for more than two and a half years or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I went to college out of state, and so I kind of like, they set me up for like the meds they thought I should be on when I moved out of state. But my first diagnosis was ADD, and then second was, I don't remember if it was depression and anxiety at the same time, but I got on my first meds were ADD meds, and then my second meds were like a combo anxiety depression medication. And it took me until I was like 22 to get on a medication that I could stick on and felt like it did anything. So I was like on and off depression and anxiety meds. I think I was on citalopram on and off.
I was on that too. Yeah. Same.
Okay, I never felt a difference. Oops, bye. And so then I would stop taking them because I was like, I don't even feel a difference. Why would I take them?
Right.
Nothing was happening, and they just were like, well, you gotta take them. And I was like, well, I will for months, and then nothing happens. And then they just never changed anything for me. And then I was given Lexapro after I had dropped out of college because of a mental breakdown. Oopsies. Let me just walk out of the frame. That's fine.
It's fine.
I was given Lexapro. So I had a mental breakdown at college. I was taking a lot of Adderall. I was out of state, so I couldn't see my family regularly. Which is really rough. Yeah, because I live in Iowa, and I was going to school in Ohio. And it was my first semester sophomore year that I came back and could not handle it for some reason. Like freshman year went fine. Mm-hmm. And when I came back sophomore year, I was like, I don't know, all wound up, kind of oh, I just got crushed alive. Okay. But yeah, so I dropped out of college halfway through the semester, came home, moved in with my sister, got on Lexapro.
You just blew yourself up.
I did just blow myself up. And Lexapro was not good for me. Lexapro did not. Oh my gosh.
I've heard it's rough. It can be very zombifying.
It made me nauseous every single day for an entire month. Like, I felt like I wanted to like curl up and barf, which it didn't make me barf, but it just made me feel that way.
Ooh.
For an entire month. It wasn't just like, oh, well, it'll start going away. And I was like, it's been the exact same feeling for a month. It's not going away. It's been this, oh, shoot. These are mean lasers.
Yeah, they just like to spin and kill you. It's kind of their thing.
But they, it was like, it was not getting worse or better. Like, it was just the exact same feeling every single time. And I was like, I can't take this anymore because it's making me so sick. I was waiting tables and I was like, I cannot be feeling lightheaded and nauseous every single day at 3:45 when the beginning of our like happy hour starts.
Right.
But what I can't do that. Mm-hmm. But like this whole time I've been on, you know, Adderall or whatever. Let's just try to wait and see if you'll blow yourself up. Is what I'm going for. Yeah, there we go.
I'm still alive.
Didn't blow you up. I'm just waiting under this little nice umbrella. Come on.
Oh, there it is.
But yeah, it was tough. And then I finally got on one. I'm blanking on the name now.
I just killed myself.
I just looked it up too. Oh crap. This is gonna really bother me now. It's like venlafaxine, but it's like there's a different name for it. Oh gosh, it's gonna bother the crap out of me.
Is it specifically like, is it a depression med? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the one that I'm on now, so basically the first like couple weeks, the symptoms were different. They're like, oh gosh, the side effects were different every day for the first 2 weeks. And I was like, I knew that my brain was yo-yoing, trying to figure out how to respond to it, which was encouraging compared to the, I was having nausea every single day the same way for a month.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. So do you think it was better than that? Than the nausea?
Yes.
Or
so
like.
So that's what I'm on now. And then it leveled out. It leveled out after like 2.5 or 3 weeks.
Well, and I mean, that is what they say with like depression and anxiety meds is like it takes a while, but eventually it'll even out.
Oops.
But I don't, I mean, I don't think that's always the case, but that is what they say.
That is what they say. But I woke up, this was the second time I was living with my sister. I lived with her twice throughout this whole journey. Mm-hmm. And I was in the car I remember a very specific instance. I was in the car with her and I was like, we were like going somewhere in the morning and I was like really chipper. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I feel so annoying right now. I'm just like happy for no reason. And she goes, yeah, Laura, that's how most people feel. They just are happy and fine for no reason. I was like, oh, right.
Is that how normal people are?
Is that what I'm supposed to be like? Oh, shoot. Didn't get that memo for the first 22 years of my life.
Yeah, for real. I don't know if I've ever really felt that way where I'm just like happy for no reason.
Yeah.
At least not for like any extended period of time.
Don't worry, my brain got used to the meds. I just hate myself a little less than normal. But what's normal?
But I mean, that's a fair point. At this point, what is normal?
What is normal? Normal is being like, I hate myself, but I'll tolerate it. Or maybe, yeah, I guess normal is I tolerate myself. Bad is I hate myself.
Yeah, I'd say that's a decent way of putting it.
I just had a conversation with my mom actually yesterday because I was trying to explain to my mom that it's frustrating to me the people that don't have depression, like chronic and like chemical imbalance depression.
Yeah.
It's hard. We were having this conversation online as well, but it's hard to explain to people how that feels when they just can't grasp it. You know?
And a lot of people can't grasp it. Like it's like their brains can't fathom that feeling.
And like I was having a conversation where I was like, I had a good childhood. I did not have a happy childhood. I don't look back on my childhood and think I was happy the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But
you mean like at all, or just specific times?
There were specific times that I was happy, but I just remember my baseline state was feeling lonely and inadequate and not wanted for various reasons. And I was having this conversation with my mom, and I was like, I don't remember why we were having it for whatever reason, but I was like, this is not anything to do with your parenting. It's just the circumstance plus my brain. And she's like, yeah, sorry, you got that from my side of the family.
Thanks, Mom.
Cool. Glad about that.
Yeah, what a nice inheritance.
She got her nose and her mental illness. Because I need to get sinus surgery with it. I'm not looking forward to.
I do remember you saying that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you just blew. See, you blew yourself up that time.
I blew myself up. But yeah, like I'm happy with my psychiatrist now. Which
and
is,
how long?
Like all the background stuff.
Like, how often do you see you have to see your psychiatrist?
For insurance purposes, I have to see her at least once every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But for my own sanity, since oh no, you're gonna come get me.
Oh,
did I just steal your gun?
Oh my! What just happened?
I'm a pro hardcore gamer now.
Yep.
Oh god, that thing. So when I moved back to where I live now about 5 years ago, I found a psychiatrist, and I really like her. She's fantastic. I tell her everything, and she's non-judgmental, and she really helped me curate my medication and tweak it a lot without judging me and threatening to stop prescribing it. Which is what you get a lot.
Have you ever experienced that with the
Yes, I have been refused to be prescribed my ADD medication on multiple occasions. At least twice.
Just because like they thought that you were seeking medication, or just
they would drug test me every time I was in there at one of the places I moved to, and when they found a small trace of marijuana in my blood, they said that they could no longer accept me as a patient.
What?
So, or not my blood, my drug test. They found a small amount of marijuana that I tested positive for, and they said they could no longer feel comfortable prescribing me any sort of controlled substances, which is what ADD meds are. They're controlled substances.
Is it just because like, I mean, I guess like, so like Adderall is like an ADD med, right?
Yes, Adderall is what I was taking for the longest time. Oops.
Oh.
I have now, through being able to have really good communication and relationship with my psychiatrist, moved to that's called, I don't hear anyone ever talking about it, and I wonder if they should talk about it more. Oh shoot. It's called dextroamphetamine.
Okay.
Which Adderall's an amphetamine, so that's not like the scary part of it. It's not scary at all to me, because it's only one of the active. Oh, bye. It's only one of the active ingredients of Adderall, and she has allowed me to. I used to be on like 15 or 20 milligrams of extended release Adderall, and it turns you into a zombie. It turns you into nothing, which was nice. I felt the least depressed in my life when I felt nothing, because I didn't feel anything.
Right. Yeah.
So, and so with her, my sister actually got prescribed it first. Oh, get out of here. Stop it. My sister got prescribed it first, and she was like, you should ask your doctor about it. And I was like, okay. So I told her straight up, like, my sister recommended I try this. She gave me a couple pills. I really like it. And they're like, yeah, it's only one of the active. Oops, bye. Well, you won't be able to use this whole thing because I keep on just going, oops, bye.
No, honestly, I think that's what makes it great.
So I was able to tell my psychiatrist, hey, my sister, who also is on psychiatric meds, has been prescribed dextro, and she gave me some of her meds, and I really enjoyed it can we look into that being my prescription? And she goes, yeah, of course. Dextra's less strong. There are fewer withdrawal symptoms when you stop taking it if you are taking it every day, all day, every day, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I've gone down to, so extended release and rapid release are two different types of medication. If you know anything about that. But basically, extended release come in this capsule, and like you take one capsule, it's that all day. You're just on it all day.
Mm-hmm. And it's more like a day-to-day thing, like as you need it, right? Like, is it?
Well, the extended release, you take it and you're on it. You're on it all day. Not like as you need it, but like all ADD meds are technically as you need it. Like, but if you've taken extended release Adderall every day for a month and then you just don't, you will get withdrawal symptoms. It feels like you're hungover. And if you've been taking it for years, my best friend and I both were on high doses of Adderall in high school, and we decided to stop taking it for spring break, and we wanted to kill everybody.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awful, honestly.
Yeah, and oh gosh. See, I don't know how to like climb walls like you do. Like, what is this madness? Oh no. Oh
Oh my god.
I'm gonna hide in this corner. You don't know where I am. Oh no, now you do. Oh shit.
Just jumped into the black hole. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, so the rapid release, okay, goodbye. The rapid release stuff, I have tailored it now down with my psychiatrist where I can take I only have 5 milligram capsules prescribed to me. Keep running into spikes. And I can take up to 3 a day. So I can, but I also can just take 1 in the morning and get myself going. And then if I don't feel like I need it for the rest of the day, I don't need to take it for the rest of the day. And I'm not like on meds
right
for the whole day. Because that was the problem, is like you start getting that crash like late in the afternoon and there's nothing you can do about it when you're on extended release meds. Like at all. Mm-hmm. No. Oh. But now I'm very much in control of the exact milligram amount, when I take it, how I take it. If it's affecting my sleep, I know I can't take it after a certain time, but I'm very in charge of my own situation with the amphetamines, which is like the best.
I mean, yeah, I would argue that that's like obviously a much better situation.
Yeah, and I like when I had asked her for a little bit, I was just on up to 10 milligrams a day, so I could only take up to 2 pills. And I was like, I'm really like hitting this crash in the late afternoon, like, so now I'll maybe take 2 in the morning and then 1 at lunch or something.
Yeah.
But
and do you find that you usually take 3 a day, or is it just kind of depend on like your day-to-day basis?
On work days, I do.
Okay.
On weekends, I most of the time just take 1 in the morning to help me get up.
So when you don't take it, like, I guess, can you try to explain what it's like when you don't take it? Like
being ADD without medication.
Yeah, I guess. Just because, like, I would say even if I, like, did have it, it would not be as much, like, and I don't mean that, like, in an insulting way. Just, like, I don't think it affects, and I know, like, ADD affects everyone differently, so it's kind of hard. Like, there's not, like, prescribed levels of ADD necessarily. It's just kind of like...
that's why I, like, jokingly say, like, I'm severely ADD. That's like, my joke, because everyone who is a professional in mental health with degrees is like, yes, you have ADD. That's like, I can talk to you for 15 minutes and know that you have ADD, which is both validating and frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, I can only imagine.
Oh, hi. So for me, it's been so long since I haven't had access to my meds, which is like, I'm very oh my god, what a horrifying sight. Get me out of here. I'm gonna just, okay, bye.
just kill yourself because you're like, I don't want to deal with that.
I hated it.
Amazing.
so like, since I have the fun like 1-2 punch of depression plus ADD, I get very like, I get this like executive dysfunction of I know what I should do and I know what I need to do, and I cannot for the life of me make myself do it. Like, I cannot do it. And oh gosh, I don't even know how to use this. Get it. Oh no. Oh. I cannot for the life of me do it. Like, I can sit, like, it's the whole glued to the couch thing kind of. But why? What is this demon? Get out of here, demon. Get. Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay, so for the analogy's sake, my ADD is you right now, and it's me just trying to fight my way out of doing anything. And me getting out of this corner is me doing, like, the dishes.
Okay.
If we want to use this.
I mean, why not? What better way is there?
Get out of here. I don't know what it is. I don't like it. It's surrounding me from all sides, and I'm stuck. That's exactly it.
Well, I would know is just how have I not killed you as this character?
I don't know. I survived way too long in that situation. No, so it's the focus stuff, but it's the fact that I focus in ways that are not conducive to normal, like, not conducive to the standard. So that's like I asked a friend of mine. So 2 of my best friends have masters in fields in psychology and social work. So like I joke with them that I have a bachelor in psych because they both have masters and I'm just around them enough. So it's our funny little joke. I obviously am not diminishing their degrees by any means, but I'm like, I know enough, right? I've been mentally ill for my whole life, so that stop with that, God.
I mean, if I can, I might as well.
And I focus in different ways. So I cannot do something in silence. But I hate music in the background. I hate listening to music in the background.
So do you need people talking? Like, I know you've kind of said that before, where you like to, like, that's why you like Twitch or YouTube videos or like TV, I guess.
Oops. Oh, I keep on looking at the yellow one because I'm like, yellow, that's my color. Like,
I wish we could change.
No, it's funny to me that I keep on forgetting that I'm not yellow.
Maybe that makes this better. Maybe it makes it better that we're talking about ADD. Keep forgetting what color you are.
I keep forgetting what color I am. So I need to be doing 2 things at once. Oh yeah, this is snakes.
Oh my god, what?
I just snaked you.
You did.
I mean, you won because I snaked myself too many times, but I did snake you at least once. So I need at least 2 things going at once. Like, I can't just sit and watch a show. I need to be doing something else. So like, if say Matt and I want to watch a show and he wants me to pay attention,
and Matt being in this case, for people who don't know,
my boyfriend Matt, who is a lover of shows and movies and stuff. He gets really kind of upset sometimes because he thinks that we're trying to spend quality time together watching a show, and I am doing art, I'm scrolling on my phone, I'm cutting something out, or whatever. I'm doing what, God knows what. Yeah. And he's like, well, I thought you wanted to watch this show. And I was like, well, I am watching this show. And he's like, but you're not watching the show. I wish my own snakes couldn't hurt me.
Same, honestly. The snakes don't distinguish between anything.
I want like
they just kill everyone.
So anyway, I have to be doing multiple things at once to get any sort of fulfillment out of. Oh, it's a snake again. How do I drop this? I don't want this.
I don't know how to do it on keyboard, honestly. Okay, but these are the flying snakes, so it doesn't matter. They can get you anywhere.
And so I've had to like force myself to be more attentive, like when we're doing like things together. But a good example is like back before I was diagnosed, I used to there was one day I was literally in middle school. Oh gosh, why would you do this to me?
It's a fucking snake minigun.
I was turned around backwards in class, like back to the front of the classroom, sketching. Oh gosh, whatever was on my friend's shirt that day, and my teacher was like, "Laura," and I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "What did I just say?" And I repeated back to him like the gist of what we're talking about. When he was just like, you can't be facing another direction when I'm trying to teach class. That's actually distracting for other kids. And I was like, but that's how I pay attention. I don't want to be looking forward. I can't just sit there and look forward at you. Oh, targeted. That was targeted and rude. I was like, but I can't just look forward and listen to you. And he's like, okay, well, you can keep drawing because you are able to function and listen, but I need you to face forward. That's the kind of thing where I was like, the traditional classroom is my actual nightmare of them being like, you have to just listen to this one thing. There's no other background noise. And you have to be making eye contact. You have to be paying attention. You have to be taking notes. And I'm like, no, nightmare. That's my actual nightmare. Like, you can't make me. You can't make me do it. I don't want to do it.
So did you find like, did you find college really difficult as well?
So I went to school for fine art, and the first semester, the reason I went to the school I did instead of staying in state was they were allowing me to take studio classes my first semester, where at Iowa, the University of Iowa, they were like, maybe you can get one. Oh God. Oh, okay. That was unexpected. They were like, maybe you can get one studio in your entire first freshman year. Like you might be able to, but you have to take all your gen eds first. And I was like, no. Kent State was like, you can take, me on like Monday. Like that's like me most days on Monday. I'm like, fuck it. Into the spikes I go.
Why not?
Kent State was like, you can take 3 studio classes and your 3 gen eds. Oh, okay. 3 gen eds in your first semester.
Which is like a lot for...
Yes. So, I was distracted. Sorry.
That's fine.
Which, if you don't know what a studio class is for people who didn't take courses that require that type of class, a studio is like a 2.5 hour long class twice a week.
Oh, damn.
As opposed to a 45-minute class 3 times a week.
But so it's like, it's more hands-on, right?
Yes, and you're sitting there and like I'm drawing for 2.5 hours, and then I would have another class, and then I would go to my night studio, which would be color theory for 2.5 hours or whatever, and work with your professors. But that way, so I was in the classroom almost 20 hours a week, my freshman year. And had at least 20 hours of art homework a week, not including my 3 classes semester 1, 2 classes semester 2. Do not. So I had, not including my other homework, was doing at least 20 hours of art homework per week. And I actually did the best my freshman year, or my first semester freshman year, when I had the most. And that's how my ADD thrives, is under lots of pressure, and I have so much to do because I can pick anything to do. When I have one thing to do, I cannot do it. There's no way in hell I can do it because I'm like, I know there's this one thing I have to do and I can't. And then when I went my sophomore year, we were caught up with like the juniors and seniors. And I had a professor that put a lot of pressure on me, and I broke down. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like running myself ragged. And I was trying to keep up that like social status of like, I'm a cool girl and I party and I'm social and like I hang out and like I'm super chill. And I finally, okay, bye. I finally just like cracked and didn't go to class for 2 weeks. And normally, if you're a normal human whose brain thinks normally, you would say, okay, I should meet with an advisor and say, hey, I had this mental health issue. I missed class for 2 weeks. I need to see a therapist. Is there anyone on campus? And I would like to find a way to make arrangements with my teachers to make up my missed class. I knew that this was when I was like, I'm just going to wait it out. I'm going to wait it out. But I didn't, I saw no way out. I saw no way out. I was right before midterms and I had been gone for 2 weeks.
And do you feel like that was like a mix of both your depression and your ADD kind of causing that? Or do you feel like it was...
Yeah, it was the surmounting pressure. It was the traditional school does not work well for me. And it was the impending sense of doom that like is constant and like
I just killed us.
Unrelenting when you have anxiety, like the anxiety depression combo.
Yeah.
Where you're like, there's no way out. There's no way out. Like, and I was like, so they've told me that if you miss 2 studios with no doctor's note, you failed the class, which I had.
Shit.
I mean, it was 2 weeks. But I'm sure that they would have been like, okay, you came to a, like they would have, colleges will work something out. They want your money. They would have rather me not have dropped out. They would have had me not drop out before they would have me just like fail out. But
and then have to retake the course.
I couldn't see a way out. I couldn't even bring myself to go to my professors to get my work that I had turned in for midterms. I had somebody else go get one of them, but I still have a bunch of prints that I did for printmaking that I never got back because I couldn't bring myself to go back there. Like, I could not even talk to my teachers and say, like, this shit happened, but can I have my portfolio back? So I have some of the best drawings I've ever done that I will never see again.
So do you feel like it was, like, the embarrassment or, like, just the, like, overwhelmingness of, like, what school was kind of...
It was a lot of shame. It was a lot of shame, and it was a lot of everything I've been told my whole life, as in, you have all this potential and you're not living up to it. I had always been told, you're so bright and you're so smart and you're so social, and like you should be using that social skill to better yourself. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be social and be in a very intense art program and be out of state, away from my safety net, from my family. And I collapsed. I had a friend that we were, just get out of there. I had a friend that, her and I were like, how much money do we have between the two of us? And how much gas can that get us? And how far west can we go? We were like, can we drive to like Nevada and just start over in Nevada and just leave our whole lives? Like, which is a different kind of ideation than like suicidal ideation. It's like, I for a long time had this idea of just running away. Where can I go? How far can I go where no one will know me anymore? Because I'm so embarrassed and ashamed of how my life has played out. Which...
And do you feel like, I guess, like, do you feel like that was more like a societal thing? Do you feel like your family put pressure on you then that way? Or like, or was it like strictly like friends, family, society? What do you think, kind of?
It was, okay. Keep that question. I need to pause and pee, like, really fast.
Okay, no, that's fine.
And then, well, thanks for having me on, Gabby.
No,
I've been a fan of your channel for a long time, as in since the beginning.
As in 3 weeks ago.
I've been a fan of you on Twitch for a long time, and I really appreciate you having me on.
Honestly, I really do appreciate you being here, legitimately. It has been like a year on Twitch, which is insane.
It's been like a year.
Yeah.
I talk about you like you're a real in real life friend to my other friends. I'm like, my friend Gabby was just talking about this the other day.
You know, just because we haven't met in person, we're still friends.
I know. That's why I'm letting you know. Like, I literally am like, yeah, my friend Gabby was just talking about it.
I love that. I love that. It makes me feel good. Okay, I'll just pull a hot one so you can tell people where they can find you.
All right, well, you can find me on Twitch at Good Lord Laura, or eventually maybe on YouTube at Pigeon Brain.
Eventually, maybe.
Someday, if it happens, I'll just drop it in the comments of this video if you're watching this in the far, far future.